and welcome to my first tutorial on how to build a home practice. My name is Ruth. I'm an Irish yoga teacher and creator of Yogaru.ie asana yoga sequencing cards. So Yogaru is all about helping you to build a home practice. So learning to flow with exactly what you need every time you step on the mat, which is different every time you come to your practice. So you look to your energy levels, you look to your mood, and you're guided by them to what you're going to practice that time you come onto the mat. And it takes a bit of getting used to, but once you get into the flow of it, your practice takes on a completely different meaning, a whole new level of benefits, and really because you're tailoring to your unique needs and really answering all the requirements that you need from your practice. And your practice is there to really see you through tough times and good times too. So it's also, the cards are there to help you simplify sequencing. A lot of people get quite phased or flustered by the idea of they step on the top of their mat and they just draw a blank, they don't know where to go. So the cards help you to learn the very basics of sequencing. So each card has the pose on the front and the alignment cues on the back, and there's also a levels guide and a sequence of anatomy cues, which would probably be a little bit more in depth. But when you get used to the poses, you learn which muscles are being stretched and which muscles are being strengthened. So the aim of these tutorials is to work towards helping you to use those cards, but I want the tutorials also to be open for absolutely anyone that's trying to go to home practice, regardless of whether you have the cards or not. So what I suggest is that you go to my website, www.yogaru.ie, and you go to an article called How to Build a Home Practice, and then you can download for free this sequence of mini guides called Home Practice Mini Flows. And what I'm going to be doing in my, this is your introduction tutorial, and then I'm going to do 3 tutorials that I'm going to talk you through the first 3 of those mini flows there, and the way that I've structured them, how you move from mini flow to mini flow, and how you navigate the sequence in terms of which leg goes first, how you incorporate the breath into the movements as well. So just for this first introduction to the idea of these tutorials, I thought we'd just look at the Sury Namaskara C, so the sun salutation C, or sometimes called a classic sun salutation. And I often practice them. I usually do a warm-up first. I just lie on my back and just rotate through all the joints of my body just to warm everything up. But the sun salutations are if you don't do anything else and you just step on your mat and do a couple of rounds of sun salutations, you've actually moved through the entire body. That's what they're invented to do or created to do. It's to get all the muscles moving, all the joints moving. The only asana family that it doesn't go into is twists, but I'll show you how to actually add a twist into a sun salutation so that you've got absolutely everything. So with home practices, really, you're finding it quite challenging. Just the sun salutation is perfect for you until you get really comfortable with just moving through your body, being the teacher, being the guide of the breath, and when you need to move on to the next move, and how to link the breath with the movement. I'll also teach you or show you ways to use props in a sun salutation, because a lot of people find the stepping forward of the leg in a sun salutation quite difficult. So with a prop you can make that much easier. And then I will also just briefly go through getting up and down off the ground. So that's something that, you know, it gets trickier as we get older, but if you have a method of getting up and down off the ground and you keep at that method and you kind of drill that method into your body, it becomes a blueprint, and then you won't lose it, because it's such an important skill to be able to get up and down off the ground until well into your 100s. Okay, so we will get started. So yeah, you don't particularly need to download this now, but just have a look at the sequence online. I'm also going to be encouraging you to pause this tutorial and run through a sun salutation yourself. So if you have a screen nearby, or you can print it out if you have time to do that. So we'll start with the sun salutation. I'll actually just briefly go through as well what I do. So I practice in the morning, and you know, you're very stiff in the morning when you wake up. So before I even start into my actual sequence, I will always start on my back and just warm through the muscles. So now I take a lot longer than this, but just for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to go through what I do a little bit faster than I usually would. So I just come onto my back. I just hold a hand on each knee, keep the knees quite wide, and just let the legs hang down. And just really gently start to circle on your lower back. Moving in one direction, and then moving in the other direction. And then I hug onto the left knee, reach the right leg up towards the ceiling, and circle the ankle one direction. Circle the other direction. Pointy flex foot. Bring it into the knee, bending and straightening the knee. And then move it over to the other side, circling, pointing and flexing, bending and straightening the knee, lengthen that leg out, circles in the hip. Going both directions, lengthen that one out, circling the other side. Going both directions, and again, as I said, I spend much more time in each of these movements, but just for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going through them much faster. Okay, and then I'll come over to my right hand side to come up. So now I'm on the ground, so it's a perfect opportunity to show you how to get up and down off the ground, if you find getting up and down off the ground tricky. So I'll show you it with props, and you know, don't worry if you don't have props. You know, you can maybe make props if you have a thick book or something like that, but you know, I'll show you a version without the props as well. Okay, so you're on the ground, you're on your all fours. So you've created a little bit of space underneath you there to step that right leg forward by bringing your hand up a little bit higher. So you step your right leg forward, come up onto the ball of the back foot, lift that left knee, place the right hand on the right knee, and just lean on that left grip a little bit, just to step that left leg forward. Keep the knees deeply bent here, just to bring down your centre of gravity. Hands on both knees and coming up. Then to come back down again, it's just the reverse. So come down, knees bent, and place the hand on the left grip, step the right leg back, or the left leg back, left knee down, hand on break, and brings you back to the ground. Okay, so just to show you it without bricks, a little bit harder, because you don't have that extra little bit of space, but definitely come up onto your fingertips, and then come up and step that right leg forward to the outside of that right hand, come up onto the ball of the left foot, right hand onto the right knee, lift that left knee, stay nice and low, and then just step that left leg forward, hands to the knees to come up, coming down again, bending, right knee down, put the hand on the right, or left knee down, hand on the right knee, step the left leg back, bring that left knee down, and you're back. Okay, so to come back up. So actually, before we start with sun salutations, another nice thing to do that I usually do in my practice is to just find your Tadasana. So Tadasana is mountain pose. So really finding the strength of your legs and that lovely natural curves of your spine. So lift up all your toes, place them down on the mat. Find those inner arches of your feet and start to even feel, even just from that small action, the muscles of your legs starting to engage. So if you feel your legs, they're quite firm. And then looking for a nice stable pelvis. If you look at those hip bones there, they're both level. So you're stacking knees over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders over hips. So everything is beautifully lined so that your spine is in its natural curve, dipping in, coming out, and dipping in again. And then the arms just gently hang down, nice broad through the collarbones there. And it's lengthening up through the tip of the crown, like you've got a little spring coming out of the top of your head. So you're really lengthening up and at the same time pressing into the feet. Okay, so we're starting to just a simple sun salutation. The sun salutation is two-sided, and you always start with the right foot first in all your standing flows, or in all yoga poses that are two-sided. So that means that the right foot is the action foot. So you'll see what I mean when I start flowing here. So we'll move with the breath as well. So it's really important that the breath dictates how fast you move, but also you slow the breath as well so that your movement is slow. So inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, folding down. I'm keeping a bend in my knees here for these ones. Inhale, coming up halfway, really reach the chest forward. It's like you're trying to lift the chest up, but your hands are glued to your knees. Exhale, folding down, and step the right leg back. The right knee comes down to the ground. Inhale, reach the chest forward, and then exhale, plant the hands and step the left leg back to downward dog. Inhale, reach forward to plank. Exhale, the knees comes down. Chest comes down and chin comes down. Inhale, slides you forward to baby cobra. And exhale, presses you back to downward dog. Inhale, step your right leg forward. The left knee comes down, so the right leg is the action leg. And exhale, folding down, left leg comes forward. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high. And exhale, hands down to midline prayer position. Okay, so I will show you that one again. I'm going to do the left side this time, and I'm going to show you how to use the bricks just to help you to step that left leg forward. Okay, so inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway, press into your hands, strengthen your upper back. Exhale, folding down, step that left leg back, left knee comes down. Inhale, reach the chest forward. And exhale, step back to downward dog. Inhale, reach forward to plank. Exhale, knees come down, chest and chin. Inhale, slides you forward to baby cobra. And exhale, back to downward dog. And then we're going to come up onto your hands, onto your brick there. So what's that doing? It's bringing your hips up a little bit higher so that there's actually space for that leg to step forward. So if you think, and also something that would be nice to do is to lift the leg up and then reach it up through you and step it forward. So it's okay if you're rounding your back hips. You're trying to find as much space underneath the hips as possible. And coming up onto the ball of that right foot helps as well. Okay, and stepping that right leg forward, left leg forward. And another way to do it, if it's really not coming forward for you, or you don't have bricks, is to bring the right knee down and then just step that left leg forward. Okay, so you're in downward dog, right knee down, step the left leg forward, then lift that right knee up again. Step the right leg forward, finish off your sun salutation, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down, midline in prayer position. Okay, so that's your sun salutations and how to adjust them using the bricks. So, what else will we do? That's probably it for today. So you will find that sequence on www.Yogaru.ie and go into the pause section, and it's called How to Build a Home Practice. You will find me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at Yogaru_Ireland, and you can send any questions you want to Ruth@Yogaru.ie. So I look forward to seeing you again in my next tutorial.